Hey, Kerry Russell here from the blog mechanic.com. In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove the date stamp from single post pages only, okay? So basically the date will remain on the home page or the blog page where you have a feed of blog posts in chronological order, but on single post pages, we're actually going to remove the date and the year in this video tutorial. But first, you may be wondering why you would want to do that. Well, basically, a mentor of mine a few years back now taught me that if your content isn't time sensitive, then it's always best to remove the date on single posts, but leave the date on the actual blog feed page or the home page of your website, depending on how you've got your website set up. The reason for this is simply because if your content isn't time sensitive and somebody lands on one of your posts through a link, let's say on social media or via email, somebody's forwarded an email to them to check out the post, then if you have the date present on a single post, sometimes it can make the reader think that the content may not be relevant, okay? By keeping the date on the home page, any new visitors that land straight on your home page, they will see the date and be able to see that content is being added on a regular basis. So it's an indication that your blog is still active, you're still actively posting content on your website, okay? So that's why it's always best to remove the date from single post pages. Say that 10 times after a few drinks, I bet you can do it. Okay, single post pages, but leave it on the home page. Of course, again, this is only providing that your content isn't time sensitive. So like I said, in this video tutorial, I'm going to show you how to do exactly that when I can speak. I'm going to show you how to remove the date and the year from your single post pages. And you should be able to do this with any WordPress theme. Now, just to give you a friendly warning, we are actually going to use CSS code for this because most of the plugins out there tend to remove the date throughout the entire site, not just on a single post, okay? So, but it really isn't that intimidating. It really is quite simple. So for this example, I'm actually using a Firefox browser. If you can do the same, that'd be great because different browsers, they have different settings and they work differently, basically. But try not to be intimidated because it really is quite, it's a simple task. So once you have Firefox open, you're going to hover your cursor over the date area, and then, depending whether you're working on a Mac or a Windows system, I'm on a Mac, so I'm going to press Control, and then I'm going to left click my mouse, and I'm going to go to Inspect Element. Now, if you're on a Windows system, if I remember rightly, it's Control, and then left click your mouse. So it'll be, yes, Control, left click, go to Inspect Element. Again, please do be doing this on Firefox because the Chrome browser, it has different settings, okay? So what I'm going to do now is the place where I've just clicked, so you see we've got the top section here, the blog, and then this panel has appeared towards the bottom of the screen. And you can see that the area I've just clicked on is highlighted here. It's got a blue line on it, okay? Now at the very beginning of the line it says time, and then it says class. And then in some quotation marks it says entry time. So all I'm going to do is double click on there and it's going to highlight, we call this a class, a CSS class, okay? It's going to highlight it and then I'm going to copy it by holding down Command and C on my keyboard. If you're on Windows, I think that's Control and C. Okay, so once you've done that, we're then going to add this code to the WordPress admin area. But first, we're just going to scroll up and we're going to look for, at the very top, a body class tag, because we need to get the CSS class to make sure this only happens on single post pages. Now, for the majority of people and the majority of websites, that is going to be single hyphen post. Okay, we can see that. Let me click on here. We can see that here. It's right towards the top. Don't copy it. You've already copied the previous code. Just keep it in your mind. Single hyphen post. Now, I am logged in to my WordPress blog, so I'm going to go to the dashboard. I'm going to go to Appearance and to Customize. Now, I'm pretty sure no matter what theme you're using, I'm pretty sure that every WordPress website, once you go to that Customize option, has this additional CSS field just at the bottom here. So I'm going to open that up. Now, you may have some code in there already, you may not. It depends if you've been working with a developer and whether they've added some code for you. But basically, just go to a new line. Now we're going to go dot single hyphen post, because that was our first class. Then we're going to make a space. We're going to add another dot, and then you're going to paste the code you've just copied. So I'm going to hold down Command and I'm going to hit V on my keyboard. For you window users, that's going to be Control and V. Okay, I'm going to make a space, and then I'm going to add 2 curly brackets like so. Place my cursor in between the brackets and hit enter to make a line. Excuse me, it's clear my throat. Now I'm going to type display colon, so 2 dots, I think that's called colon, yes. And then I'm going to put none. Then we're going to enter a semicolon. From there, providing you don't have a message at the top where it says customizing additional CSS, if there's anything wrong with the code that will potentially break your site, you will see a message saying there's an error. Okay, if that message appears, just carefully check. Make sure you have dot single post space dot entry time, or whatever the tag was that you copied. Okay, 2 curly brackets, and then you want display colon none semicolon. From there you want to publish. Now if I go to my WordPress blog, I'll just close this down at the bottom. You can see I'm actually on a single page post now for a tutorial I just did a moment ago. But if I refresh the page, that should then remove the month, the date and the year. So let's give that a try. Refresh. And there we have it. So now we just have by Kerry Russell and then the leave a comment option. So like I said at the beginning of this video, the reason we're doing this is so that people who land on single post pages don't get the impression that your content is outdated, okay? But for people who land on your home page, they're going to be able to see that you are actively adding new content to your blog on a regular basis. And that does actually really matter. Because I don't know if you've ever been to a blog and you get there and the person's not posted content in like 6 months or something. Your natural instinct is to just navigate away and go and find somewhere else, because you just assume that the person is no longer keeping up with the website. So by having the dates on the home page, for those people who do land on the homepage, those new visitors who go directly to your homepage, they're going to see that you are active. But for those who come into single posts through whatever medium, whether that be social media, a referral, whatever, they're not going to assume that your content is outdated, which means they'll probably stick around and read the content rather than going looking for something else that's more updated. Okay, I hope that makes sense. Give that a try, and I'd love to know if that works for you. It should do. This should work for like 99% of all themes, whether it's Genesis or not. Again, don't be intimidated by the CSS code. Just watch the video again. Do the steps slowly. It really is better to use CSS code where possible to make style changes to your WordPress website than it is to use WordPress plugins, okay? The more WordPress plugins you have on your blog, the more server resources you're going to use up, so the slower the load time of your website will be. But that's a subject for a completely different video. So that's it from me. Ciao from Portugal. Have a lovely day.